but you can read some of the few notes that can be found in the website, on the other website, and there's so many other things that you can talk about. So we should continue on the property, and then we should have property and tenancy management. Property and tenancy. I want you to see the that's why I say she not coming. Tell me. Okay, so we just have to start on the property and tenancy management. Property we explained when we were doing about property portfolio field. How about tenancy? What is tenancy?
Tenancy is more like supervising some property.
Give an example for us to understand better, because this is very common.
It can be more like looking after the ones that looking after the tenants.
Yes.
So like
The tenant.
yeah. Let's say you are having a house and then someone is renting. The one who's renting is your tenant. So who are looking after the tenant?
So tenancy management. Property and tenancy management. Why should we learn about property and tenancy management? Because we are involved in asset financial management. We are talking, a company can be involved in being a tenant. So we should also understand about the tenancy. So the objective of landlord, tenants and property management is to inform the state and local landlord tenancy rights and obligations. This is to know the rules of leasing and renting both residential and residential properties. Also, how to prevent and resolve landlord-tenancy situations encountered by owners and real estate licenses who manage income property or perform services as living agents. So, what do we want? Why should we want to know about that? We have to know the rules of how these are managed, because we are going to be involved when we are being employed, and then when we are talking about tenancy of some properties. So we have. Come again?
The objective.
Objective of learning property and tenancy management. The objective is that we should understand the rules of leasing and renting both residential and non-residential properties. For us to know the rules of leasing and renting both residential and non-residential properties. Because as we are going to be in offices, we are going to be maybe in a situation whereby the landlord so tenancy situation can be encountered. So we have to understand and so that we should go and really know what to do when we are in this situation. So residential and non-residential. We start with non-residential. This can be a commercial or industry, let's say, usage. So non-residential can be commercial, industrial areas, and residential landlord-tenant relationship. We also have to understand. This distinction lies in the residential exception kept out of the general. Long-standing landlord-tenant rules, one applicable to both residential and non-residential property. General landlord-tenant rules apply fully to non-residential leasing arrangements. So here they're talking generally for both non- and residential. Real estate or real property. Real estate sometimes is legally called real property, which consists of things like land, with improvements and features attached to the land. Also rights, incidental or belonging to the property. So we are saying when we are talking of real estate or real property, we are talking about the land. The land which has got improvements, other features are there, and not only that, it is also having right on the incidental or belonging to the property. So here we can think about, let's say for example, they will say you use it up to this time, then after that I will not accept. Or property, I want you to go out because I want to renovate, I want to make improvement on the property. So when we are talking about real estate, we are talking about the where we are defining its legal description on the first of it, based on the legal description, whereby we engage a surveyor that locates and sets the corners and surface boundaries of the estate. This you know. The legal description is contained in the deed. Subdivision maps are involved, or government surveyors relating to the property. Relating to the property. So we are saying, when we are talking about real estate, we are talking about land that is owned but with a legal attachment, whereby you engage a surveyor that sets up the corners of the surface, the boundaries of it, as well as it should have a legal description, like a deed, a map. That is a real estate. So when we're talking of real estate in the previous property portfolio theory, I think now you can understand better from it to be what it is. So when we're talking about property agreement on the real estate, we're saying that an employment agreement setting the rights, responsibilities, and expectations of both the property manager and the landlord. So there should be property agreement when we're talking about real estate. As the asset and financial managers, we should know this, that there should be an agreement that is set based on the rights or responsibilities and what are the expectations by both the one that manages and the landlord. So we have to look into the landlord responsibilities. Landlord responsibilities when we're talking about real estate. This is when a landlord provides the property manager with the information and items necessary to manage the property and its tenants. This can be lease/rental agreement. Lease/rental agreement, 1. 2. Service and maintenance contract. Service and maintenance contract. 3. Utilities information. 4. Keys and security devices. 5. Key and security devices. Again, security deposits. Security deposits. Also, information on workers' compensation. Information on workers' compensation. Also, insurance for the property. Insurance for the property. So these are some of the, let's say, information that the landlord can provide to the property manager. So authority for property manager. Authority for property manager. These can include location of tenants, again, enter into rental and lease agreements. For example, a term of over 1 year. Deliver possession of units or space. Deliver possession of units or space. Collection of rent. Collection of rent. Collection of rent. Incurring of operating expenses. Incurring operating expenses. You can also disinvest funds. to pay, let's say, example, expenses, loan payments, management fees. This is a common thing. Only that the Andrew, what in the class, this is a common thing. Muntu, amakhala banyumba ya muntu, iya kukhala nyumba yini, kumama mtenga yeuja, kuti aziyang'anira nzake. Azitenga makurenti, azizake, kuma yes, you are rich. Okay? Azitenga makurenti, mwina azinena kuti, ndaka zimene matenga, muzikatira kumazi, muzikapanga chakuti, zimene zasala mzake chitatipo. This is normal, but because it's a class, it's something different when we're talking about that. But it's a normal thing that normally is happening in our everyday life. So we have got the brokers who manage property. This is normal. We have brokers that manage property. Need to enter into highly detailed property management agreement, not generalized in a short form property management agreement. So the brokers can agree to manage property for only a short form or short term. So short-term agreements specifically identify or clarify the performance and expectations of either the property manager or the landlord. When we are talking about short form, it's either the manager or the property manager or the landlord. In short form agreements, where there is an application to industry customs, which will be followed, for example, an regulated custom. There are other things that they can be repetitive, but here they can change when we are talking about short form. And they should be familiar to the broker, and these are often misunderstood or unknown to the landlord. So when they are short form, the landlord doesn't know, but the manager knows. Disputes, let's say for example, you are the property manager. It's not everything that you talk within yourself as you are the, let's say, the rent collector. Not everything that you tell the landlord, unless there are big issues, okay? Yes. So that's what they are telling us. Disputes usually result when landlords have high expectations and then receive less than they believe they bargained to when they employed and the property manager. So what they're saying here is that sometimes there is a dispute or misunderstanding between the property manager and the landlord, because maybe the property manager expects more than what the manager and the landlord expects that the property manager gives maybe less amount. So that was when we were talking about short form, but when it is long form, management obligations detailed in a long-form agreement provide greater protection for a broker from claiming that they have breached their duties of the landlord. Fair prices are eliminated and the client expectations are more realistic. What they're saying is that when we're talking about long form, it means there is more protection to a broker, okay, or to the property manager, whereby they can claim to have breached breach the law or breach their duties when the landlord comes in. So the one that is better is maybe the one that is the long form. Then we should look into the below standard. Some landlords want their property maintained at a below standard level. A broker taking on the management of a property from such landlords needs to document the maintenance by recommend. This can be accomplished by adding an addendum to the property management agreement or by sending extopel letters. This you know when you are learning business law, is it? Good. Extopel letters to the landlord stating the maintenance situation, the broker's recommendation, and a request for authority to act on the recommendation. So they are saying when you have started those standards, you expect to ask from the owner that should I maintain the house? And then after that, you do it. Yes, I'm okay.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Yeah. This one is the normal. Some people So we can maybe have this example to say a property manager needs to document landlord's refusal when he has refused to do the maintenance, to maintain landscaping, for example, as maybe it has overgrown, or on top heavy landscaping can result in constructional damage, injury to the tenant, or failure to a proper security. Also, a property manager needs to note any advance given, explained, and then rejected by the landlord regarding the installation or maintenance of security systems, lighting or other improvements, or maintenance needed to eliminate dangerous conditions. So they are telling us that you should always ask the owner that this is what is happening, so that you should have authority over the tenant. So property handling of, for example, rent and expenses. Property management agreements authorize the property manager to act on behalf of the landlord to handle all income received and incur expenses in the operation of the property. So this is when we are talking of long form, this is what is important. This one we have already learned that property management responsibility, collection of rent, paying expenses, correction of accounting, and refunding security deposits. Then we should again talk about trust accounts for the landlord fund. We are still talking about the property and tenancy management. A property management agreement spells out which maintenance expenses, for example, insurance, premiums, utilities, loan payments, management fees, and property taxes are to be disinvested by the property manager, and which are to be separately paid by the landlord. They are telling us that sometimes the landlord does not act as the property manager. Again, there can be periodic accounting by the property manager, periodic accounting by the property manager, whereby the property management agreement sets the amount of cash reserved. The landlord will deposit to the property manager's trust account as a minimum balance for payment of operating expenses and fees. They are saying, let's say you are depositing everything where? For account. And then you are the property manager. So what happens is that the landlord is going to take, he can take every amount, but there is a specific amount that he leaves there for you to be using in the normal expenses. That's what that says. The property manager agreement sets forth the time period within which the property manager needs to deliver the statement of accounting to the landlord. While not required on a monthly basis, it is most efficient for a property manager to provide a monthly statement for the landlord, since they need to reconcile trust account balances for each client once a month. They are telling us that sometimes the landlord can want to have, let's say, statements or periodic accountability, or it can be done monthly or also at a certain period of time. That's how we have used the money, and then I explain to each other based on the trust that we have done as a property manager and the landlord. A property manager who fails to give the landlord a timely and accurate accounting faces the loss of their real estate broker license on the complaint from the landlord. So you can choose to be a broker because of such things that you say you have not well accounted the monies that you were given trust that you should be doing. So broker fee enforcement for management services. Property managers cannot enforce collection of their management fees without a written agreement with the person agreeing to the payment, typically the landlord. So you have to have an agreement always that this is what is going to happen. So the prudent property manager will not only rely with the landlord, or rely an agreement with the landlord to the payment of management fees. If the landlord fails to pay fees or interferes with the manager's disbursement of fees without a signed written written document, the property manager is unable to enforce their collection. It's the same that we have said that when the landlord has taken the money and he leaves the money there that he should do the expenses, But if he doesn't, then he breaks the law as the agreement that they signed. And then there is something that can be enforced, that is a law in connection of collection of the fees. There are so many things that we can learn about that, but most of them are known, and they are the ones that we normally use when we are doing the normal transactions on a normal basis in connection with estate or real estate. So we have what is the common interest development. Common interest development. In one way they say it's called CID. CID. CIDs, they're saying common interest development. These are projects or cooperatives. Projects or cooperatives or single family residences in a planned unit development. So it's something to do with, let's say, a project that you are thinking to do. So fees are negotiated and set between each individual property manager and landlord. What are they saying? If there's a development, okay, there's a project on the same land that the property manager is managing, it means there are fees that are supposed to be attached to. So however, no matter how customary and prevalent it is in the real estate industry, we collectively and concisely charge a particular percentage fee. Fees may not be set by collusion between brokers or as a result of peer pressure among brokers to maintain equivalent fees. Unfortunately, this conduct will pretend the brokerage industry as a violation of antitrust laws in the form of conscience parallelism. What are we saying? When we are talking about somebody being a property manager or a broker, it means when there is a development, there is a fee attached to that. If a fee is not paid, it means you have broken the rules of landlord and the property manager or landlord and broker. So they are saying development consists of, let's say, cooperatives or single family residence in a planned unit development project called common interest development. Brokers may be retained by the homeowners association of the common interest development to manage membership, exercise control over the common areas and structures, and common for assessment, revenue, expenses, and reserves. A broker who acts as the CID manager is called a managing agent. So we're talking about it. Let's say the development that is supposed to be done by a broker or a property manager, then that's when we're talking about that is called the managing agent. So a broker who manages membership, common areas, and the accounting for a common interest development, these are managing agents now. Before a broker enters into property management agreement to act as managing agent for CID, the broker needs to disclose, one, the name and address of the owner of the company, relevant licensing of the owner, relevant professional designation of owner, insurance cover, the possession of any other real estate license, funds received by the manager, again, extensive statutory controls that are in place. So we can say in conclusion that a property management agreement sets out the specific rights, responsibilities, and expectations of both the property manager and the landlord. Again, property management agreement authorizes the property manager to handle and account for all income received and expenses incurred in an operation of a property. This we have already learned just in conclusion for us to understand better. Then property management agreement also sets the fees paid to the property manager, structures like a percentage of rent collected, a fixed fee for the monthly management services, a fixed fee per unit, or a percentage of the first month's rent. So let's see what it is. And then we're looking into responsibilities of what a property manager does that we have already written, that's in conclusion. And then we also have the resident manager that we talked about, that he looks after the property that is there. So that is what we can understand when we are talking about property management or property or tenancy management. Why should we learn about it? We should, because we are going to be asset and financial managers, whereby we are going to be advising managers or our bosses that what if we do this? Okay? Because you have understood all the rules and the regulations, how we handle when you are the property manager, the management of it, and also, in addition, we have known the theory that we can use when we are talking about, let's say, property portfolio theory. So this is what we can say today that we were supposed to know as the asset and financial manager. Any questions?
So, does it mean that the property tenant
Yes.
it works more with property, like the more work hand in hand with property?
Yes. The property tenancy management can work with brokers. In fact, the brokers are the ones that we are calling them, let's say, property managers. Okay? So it can be your source because maybe you are renting part of the, let's say, building of your company, and these other buildings are rented by other people. So when they're doing that, the responsibility is given to you as an asset and financial manager who is going to be looking about the property of somebody. Okay? So that's why we are supposed to know how to manage property and tenancy management. And not only that, we are supposed to understand about the portfolio or property portfolio theory so that we can use, let's say, as you are saying that you are the, let's say, property manager, you are renting, you say, we are renting here. Sir, what if we use property portfolio theory? How should we use it? No, we should just take a small amount every month, be putting into a separate account that we are not going to be using it up to the time we are equipped that we have enough funds. Then we are going to say, thank you, we have built up. Okay? Yes, that's why it is connected. So we were supposed to start with that and then end with that, but we did the vice versa, just for us to understand better, for us to be property managers. Last week. The other week in the so we just have to go and collect another one. That's right.